Okay, we're starting a new project today. This is the McDonald's cash register. So we're going to create a new project. We're going to call it McDonald's. McDonald. Click create. This is a cash register project, and it teaches us about the use of counters, up-down counters, which gives us the capability of looking at numbers, and also the idea of being able to add and subtract numbers in a calculate block. So we also have a repeating, like a function that we could repeat a number of times. But today we're going to choose to just program it 6 times. Later on, we may choose to make it a subroutine or a function, which would be a little bit different way of doing it. Click on Project View. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Add a new device. And under controllers, S7-1200, come down here to 1215, C, DC, DC, DC. And version 4.7, we don't want. You do, but I don't. And that's, I'm gonna go with 4.4, but you go with 4.7. Or if you have version 19, it'd be 4.6. So again, you may have a different version, but that's where you're at, is the 4.7 or 4.6. Let it spin, create a new device. Now we're going to start programming here. We're going to use an up-down counter, CTUD. And it's going to be set the IP address before we do anything else. We don't want to forget to do that, but move it from 1 to 3. Make that a 3. And we come back over here under program blocks and we start making a program. Now again, we're going to do this all in network 1. We could do it in multiple networks, but we're just going to choose to do it all in one. So again, we're going to come over here under counter, and we're going to do a CTUD. But before we do that, we're going to have to give it some things we need to enter into the counter. So basically, if you push the button, we're going to call the button like Whopper count or Whopper combo. Now that's the button, okay? And we're going to right click on it and define the tag. And it's again, global. Okay. So we're going to click on that. We're going to come over here, make now the CTUD, and we're going to drag it over here. So that's our. Now this is going to be Whopper combo count. This is going to be the Whopper combo counter. The counter. Okay, so this is going to be the Whopper combo counter. And then we're going to have another button called, we're going to click here, drop down, and we're going to have another button called cancel last. And then we're going to define that, and there's that, and that's going to be a global memory, and that's 0.1. And then also with that, we're going to use a compare statement. So this is going to be a comparison statement. We're going to use the equals sign. So compare equals. So then we're going to have this thing called whoops, 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 and then it's equal to 1. So we're going to talk about whoops in a minute, but that's going to give us a byte, and it's just going to be a single small number, but we're going to make a byte that does that. Now we're going to drag this up to countdown. So we're going to make that the countdown, and then the reset will be the other one we're going to add. We're not going to add anything for the load, but we're going to add something for the reset, and that will be the word new. So the new button. Okay, so the word new. And that's another button. This is all internal. So that's going to be a internal bit, global memory, and then define. And then that's going to be the reset or the restart or reset, whatever you want to call it, reset. The process variable is this is the number you count up to, and we're never going to get there, but we just put a big number in there. And then over here on the right-hand side is a word that we're going to have to give a name to. And this is going to be Whopper combo count. So this is going to be the actual count that we're going to get, and that's going to be a integer. There's a difference between byte and integer. Byte is 8 bits, integer 16 bits, but we're going to just use small numbers here. We're going to use slightly bigger numbers here. Okay, so that gives us a flavor of what we're going to do. Now we're going to do this 6 times, and again, sometimes I apologize for doing the same thing 6 times, but on the other hand, hey, it's okay. We can do that. So this is Whopper. Then we're going to do Whopper double, which is the next one. Whopper double. Whopper double. Okay, and then we're going to get a counter again, CTUD. You're going to get pretty good at this by the time you get done with 6 of them. You're gonna this is the Whopper double counter. And then over here is the same thing we did before, which is cancel last. And then, whoops, did it wrong. I have to drop down here and do define this button first, Ted. Get that done. Okay, make that a global memory. Okay, and then drop down. And then cancel last. Cancel last. And then bring this comparison statement over. And that would be whoops equal to. And then bring that over. That's our countdown. And then we also have our reset, which would be new. Start typing, and it comes up, and then we click on that and drag it over for a reset. Now that's that one. And then we put the number PV in at 9999. Very big number, so we'll never get there. And then this would be our Whopper double count. Whopper. This is our Whopper double count. This is another integer. Click on that, and away we go. We keep doing it. Now we've got 4 more to go. So the next one will be a Whopper Junior. So we do the same thing. You could do copy paste here if you wanted to, but I'm going to choose to just type them all in. And okay, so this would be Whopper Junior counter. Whopper Junior counter. This would be Whopper Junior count. Whopper Junior. Okay, it's a button. It's a button. And we do the same thing we did before. We drop down, bring in cancel last, start typing the word C, that's the other one. Then you bring over the compare statement, let go, and that would be whoops, start typing whoops, and there you go. And then equal to 3. So if you did the 3, you would do that. Okay, so that would give you that. Now, also, we've forgotten, we forgot to do this. Now, underneath here, when you push the button, Whopper Combo, you also want to set the whoops button to the, so you want to move a 1 into whoops. So not only do we do the counting, but we move the number into whoops. Okay, so we do that 1, we move a 1 into whoops. With this one, we do a 2. Almost forgot that. You know, that is upper double. Wait, 2. See what we're doing? We're moving the number in, and then we're going to use it later on. And whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Okay, so now we've got the 2. And now we're back down to upper junior, which is 3. Now here we forgot, okay, now we move this into here. So now we've got that. We come back and we come down here, and then this would be our new. This is our reset, our master reset. Type the in and it pops up. We drag that over to our reset button. Okay, now if we hit, okay, now we bring our, okay, and we also have to put our number in here. If it's in red, you got to do something with it. And right over here, this would be our Whopper Junior count. And that's an int, so we're going to define that. And we're all got to be a global, can't be a local. Okay, so now we've got number 3 done. Okay, the next one would just be Whopper. Okay, Whopper. So this is, okay, and we also have to put that number in there, so we have to move, can't forget, oops, I do that all the time. Okay, so now we drop down, and then we put that Whop Junior button, and then that loads this up with this move a 3 into, whoops. Okay, so now we've got 3 of them. We got to do 3 more. So now we do the 4th one, which is, by the time you get done, you'll be pretty good at this. Whopper. This is just a single Whopper, not combo or nothing. This is just a Whopper. Okay, so this is just a whop. Whoop. I spelled, okay, this is just a whoop. Okay, so that's just the button itself. Define tag. Got to be a binary. Okay, bool. Okay, there you go. And then we drag over our CTUD. Drag it over. When it turns green, you can let it go. And this would be our whoop count. A whoop counter. Whoop. Okay, so now we've got, yeah, a little crazy today here. This is going to be a good day here. So we're going to get through this. And this would be cancel last. Start typing C and it takes it. Then we do the equals, which is the comparator statement. The equals. Okay, equals sign. When it turns green, let go. And when cancel, whoops, TED is equal to 4. So this is going to be right here. And then we come down again. And this time we have a button called New. Over to the reset and add the number 9999. And then the CV over here would be whoops, whop, whop, count. Whoop count. Right click, define tag. You're getting good at this, right? Okay. Low memory, integer, define, done. Now we've got to add the same thing we did up here, which is a move statement. We move when you hit whoop. And whop, you move, you got to come down here and get the move statement. You move a 4 into whoops. Whoops. Okay, now 2 more. We're done. Okay, now this next one will be number 5, and it's called fries. So we do the down button, then we do the button, and this is called fries. The fries button. And we define, oops, we do this, we don't do that, whatever that is. Okay, now we're calling right click, define tag, and I don't know what just happened, but we'll try to ignore it and go on. Okay, this is a fries, and then we get over here and come up here and get a CTUD, fries counter. Click OK. Then underneath this, we come down here and then we get a button. It's the cancel last, C, cancel last, and then the equal. Whoops. I bet is equal to 5. How's that? Okay, equal to 5. And then we drag that up to, drag that up to the CTUD. And then we do the new. Like I said, about the 3rd time you get it, you're going to get tired of doing this. But on the other hand, you know, it's okay. And then 9999. And then over here, fries count. Okay. So now you got to define that, define tag. And that is global memory, int, define, done. Now down here, you do the other brother again. This is the move statement. So you're going to do the, this is going to be the fries button, And then you're going to put the move statement. I'm going to put a 5 there. 5 is equal into whoops. Okay, now one more and we're done with this part of it. There's only one more thing to do after that, and it won't take us long. So now we're going to come down and we're going to do drink. So this is going to be the drink, the button. Push the, okay, I should probably do it in caps. Okay, drink. Now that is a button, define tag, local temp, local memory, define, and then the counter again, CTUD, okay. This would be the drink counter, okay, drink counter, And then we've got the same thing we did before, the cancel. Start typing C, only one there. And then the equals sign, the equals. And we say, whoops. Start typing a W. And you find whoops equals 6. And then, jumping around on me a little bit, we're going to tie that into there. Okay. Then we're going to come down here and we're going to do the new again. New. Tie that into the reset. Nine. And then give this a name, drink count. And right click, define tag. This is 6 times. You're probably getting so tired of doing the same thing 6 times. See, is there an easier way to do it? Probably there is, but right now we're just trying to get through to see how this stuff works. So there we go. Now, this is 6 times we've done the same thing, and hopefully it worked. And if it works, we'll be very thankful. And there's only one more statement we need, and that is to add all these up, count times amount. And to do that, you have a button, or not a button, but you have a statement called a math statement. And it's right here. Okay, so it's a calculate statement. So you put it right, okay, I can't do that yet. Got to drop down first. So I got to do the drop down. Okay, now I can put the calculate statement in. Okay, so now we've got that. So now we've got count times amount. So if I keep doing this little star right here, watch what happens. How many of these do I need? Count times amount, count times amount. Now that would give me 2. This would give me 3. This would give me 4. This would give me 5. Give me 6. Okay, so now we have count. So the count would be what? Whop count. Whop. If I start typing in whop combo count. Okay, and then we give it an amount. Let's say it's $5.99. Okay, so that's how much a Whopper count, costs. Okay, what's the next one? Whopper double or double count. Okay, so then that, what would be a Whopper double count? $8.99. Let's say $8.99. Okay, we're making up these numbers, but anyway, $8.99. Okay, so keep on going. What would be a Whopper Junior? Start typing in Whopper and then Junior count. Okay, what would be a Junior? $4.99. Let's say $4.99. I don't know, but let's just try that number out. Okay, then the next one would be the Whopper itself. So Whopper count, Whop count. That would be that one. How much would a Whopper cost? Let's say $3.99. I don't know what it is today, but you figure it out. You can change this all day long if you want to, but that's what we're going to say it as. Now the next one will be fries count. Start typing in fries count. And then what would the fries cost? How about $1.59? Now they're going to cost more than that today, but let's just say, for old time's sake, $1.59. And a drink count, and then the amount, let's say $1.79. Again. And I got it in the wrong spot. You see what I did? Like drink count right there. Okay, now up here I write, this is an expression, so IN1 times IN2 plus IN3 times IN4 plus IN5 times IN6 plus IN7 times IN8 plus IN9 times IN10 plus IN11 times IN12. Okay, see what that does. And the output's going to be the word total. And total, it better be a floating point number, not an int, but what we call a real. Okay, so make it a real. This is going to be interesting to see if this all works. IN1 times IN2 plus IN3 times IN4 plus 3 times IN4 plus IN5 times IN6 plus IN7 times IN8 plus IN9 times IN10 plus IN11 times IN12. Hopefully we get it. Okay, now let's go over and compile this and see if this all compiles. Okay, see if it did. No errors. Well, whoop-de-hoo, that's good. That's a good deal. Okay, now we go over and we create a McDonald's cash register button. So we can now start working on the HMI side. Add a device, and again we say HMI and a basic panel, and a 10-incher would be just fine. We've come to that conclusion already. Click the second one, click OK. All right, now we've got 6 buttons that are regular buttons, plus we have a cancel last, plus we have a new order, and then we have an amount that we're going to show as an output. So we're going to show this as the real deal on there. Okay, that's the word total. So I go next, 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 next. Next, next, finish. And do like I did before. Kill off the root screen. Delete. Add a new screen. Runtime settings. Make that screen 1. You come down here under screen management, under templates, kill off that template 1. We don't need it. We don't want it. It does us no good, so it'll cause us an error later on, so we don't want it. Now we've got also to go up here under device configuration and click on the Ethernet address and make that a 2. Perfect net address. It's already a 2, so we're going to leave it at a 2. Okay, so now we come back and we do the connection between the two, device and networks. We draw the line from here. Okay, we're checked up here in network, so now we draw the line from there to there. We click under connections, draw the line again. This time we get the dashed line. So now we made the connection both ways. Okay, now we go back under our screen 1, and we start with a button, and we have 6 of them. So I'm just going to click on this one, and then Control C, Control V makes me another one. Okay, Control V makes me a third one. Now I've got these three. Control C, Control V makes me three more. Move them over here. And I've got 6 buttons. Now these are kind of up in the upper right hand corner, but that's okay. Now here is going to be the first one that we're going to look at. So here we go. We've got tie these buttons to their counterparts in the program. So first one is event, press, just start typing over here under press, over here, S, set bit while key pressed. Click over here under PLC tags, and you remember what the first one was? Whopper combo. Whopper combo. That was our first button, so there we go. Okay. Now we can call this, type it in here, Whopper combo, and make it a little bit bigger maybe. Maybe that's good size. Okay, that's fine. Okay, this would be a, next one, this would be a Whopper double. Okay, so we may need to make this button a little bit bigger. Maybe we made these buttons a little too small, so we need to make them a little bit bigger. Okay. We'll delete these, make them all the same size. Okay, so we're going to get these arranged kind of like that. See what we're going to do, and we're all set. Now, this is going to be the next one. Is going to be the Whopper Junior. This is going to be the Whopper. It's going to be the fries. It's going to be the drink. You know, we got to go back and set up this one and this one. We got to set up all these except for the first one. The first one's okay. The second one. Now we get down here under press. We click on set. Bit while key pressed. This is a Whopper double. I'm gonna find Whopper double. Okay, so that's that one. Now here's the Whopper Junior. Set. For Junior. This is the Whopper. This is just the fries. And the drink. Okay, now we come over to the 3 other buttons, and this is going to be the cancel last, So the cancel last. If you made a mistake, you can redeem yourself here, cancel last. Okay. And then new order. And then the last one is, this is going to be a display of total. Okay, so that's all that is. Okay, so now we're going to display the total. Okay, now cancel last the button, just like the other ones. Press, set. Okay, and this is going to be cancel last. New, set bit while key pressed. Okay, so we're going to find it. And finally, we're going to display the total. So this is going to be under properties and event. This is going to be event, activate function. So we're going to say the word total. Okay, so this would be a word total. So that's that one. Okay, that's the display. And I think that's all we need to do there. So it's the appearance of that one and tag connections, and then there's no animation. It just basically connect. Let's see if it works. Okay, so now we're going to try this and see if it works. So we're going to compile this. And we forgot one more statement, and that is back in the programming part of this, we had to, at the end, after we did everything else, we have to zero out whoops. So we have to, after this whole thing is done, we have to move a 0 when they hit a button, after they hit cancel last. When they hit cancel last, then you take the word whoops and you get rid of it. The way to get rid of it is to move a 0 into it. So let's just do that. Move a 0 into whoops. Okay, so compile that. And again, this whole program is in your book. And we come back here and we get, see if we had any errors. Nope, no errors. And let's go down here and see if we can get our screen up. There, it looks like, let's compile and see if we get any errors there. It may not work without any errors, but let's just see if we're getting any errors. Okay, so the IO. So there are a bunch of warnings, but no errors. So let's just try and see if we can get it to work. Okay, so now let's compile. Now let's take our main and download it. Download it to the PLC. Here we have to do the selection. Always pick PNIE and then click under Start Search. Takes a while. And make sure PLC is plugged in. So again, it takes a while, especially after you don't find that your PLC is plugged in. So you got to plug your PLC in. Now it should work. It should find it. Takes a while. Okay, click load. Continue without synchronization. You got to answer the pink. Stop all. Load. Finish. Now what do we do next? Come down here under screen 1, right? Come up here and simulate this. Simulate this part of it. Okay, so now we're going to start simulation. See if it works. Hopefully it does. Okay, so now we've got a working version of this, and we're going to bring this over here. And we've got this guy going over here, and let's look and see what we got in our OB1. See if we go online. Look this over here, so we got a little bit of space. See what we got. And go online. Click the little glasses. And click Whopper combo. What happened? We got a count, didn't we? We got a count. Okay, so let's keep going. I said cancel last. Let's see if it go down by 1. It didn't go down by 1. Why didn't it go down by 1? Well, we'll have to figure that out. Okay. All right, so it did go down by 1. If I hit it, here's my second one. It's got 1 in there. Now let's go cancel last, and it goes to 0. So there's, okay, that's part of it's working. Now, what's not working over here is my total. So let's go back and look and see what my total looks like. So let's go down here and see what's going on with the count. So it does look like we've got $6 in there, but it's not coming up on the screen as $6. Now we got to figure out what to do with with that. So let's go back over here under the screen. We made a mistake. Screen 1. Okay, let's go back. I'm going to kill this off. Expand this out. Now there's something wrong here with this guy, and we don't know what it is yet, but we're going to figure it out, all right? So we're going to try to get this guy to show what that the $6. So under screen 1, This guy right here, what is he? What's the problem with this guy? So we've got to figure this one out. This is a properties. This is a okay. This is characteristics general. Let's see, what is it general? Okay, the tag. We don't need an animation. We just need a tag. That's all we needed. So this is basically what we need right here. This is the total. Okay, now it's a real. And what do you deal with it? How many decimal places you have? You want to have how many decimal places do you want? You want that right there. That's the one I want, and that's what I want. Now I also want to under animation. I want to kill that off. I don't want to animate it. I just want to need to animate it. Let's try it and see what we got. Okay, so let's go back and let's try it again. So now we're going to compile this again. See if it shows us $6. It shows us $0. Now let's see if maybe it's, oh, there's the $6. Now we've got it. It works. So now as we add, there's another one. There's another one. This is going to be fries, but it does not show us the number of, and it doesn't show us the number of cents. So we still got an error in this. Let's look and see what the word total should be in dollars and cents. And let's see what our number is. So let's go under the watch table and add a new watch table and see what we got, because there's something still wrong. So I want to see the word total, and I want to see it in floating point, and I want to see it the glasses. I want to see what it is. And something is still messed up because it shows it as 20.00 when it really should be something, we should have dollars and cents, not just dollars. So let's see what we've got as a problem. So let's go back and see what we got. So the problem is in the math. The problem is not in the table, is not in the watch. So let's go back to main, and it says $20. Okay, so that's okay. Oh, I see what it is. It says int up here, and we've got to change that int to floating point or real. That should do it. Now let's go back and do the same thing again. This should be a compile and a download. Integers lop off cents, so that's why it was only giving us that. Now with reals, it should give us dollars and cents. Okay, so very good. Let's go see if we can see what we got now. Okay, $20.94. Now let's see if that's what is shown on our 2094. So that's right. New order should put us back to 0. We should start again. Here we go. Fries, drink, cancel last, goes down. New order. We're done. So we've got it finally. It took a while, but we did. And now we're successful with Lab 3. Take care.